Okay, so today what I'm doing is I'm replacing the door cables that go to the latches on my 99 F250 Super Duty pickup. Really common problem with these trucks. The cables that make the door open, okay, work the latches, okay, up here, this is the top latch, and then you have one down here, right here. You have two cables, okay. They both come off of this, okay, which the handle makes work the cables on the inside of the truck. You have this cable that goes down to the bottom, and then you have this cable that goes up to the top one. So what can commonly happen is the cables themselves don't actually break. The little plastic connectors at the end of the cable break. I'll show you what I'm talking about, because this bottom one actually completely came off. So this bottom one, I'm gonna flip my camera around so I can make sure you're actually, okay. So the one that makes the bottom latch work connects right here, okay? Connects right up here, all right? And then you can't really see it very well, but there's a little plastic boot, okay, that sits in this metal little slot right here, and that's what makes it stable, okay? And then when you pull on that thing moves and it pulls the cable. Well, so this one actually completely, the bottom cable came totally loose from the latch down there. So this is what the end of that looks like. So it came off from down here inside there. So I'm going to be replacing this cable, and I'm going to be replacing the one that goes to the top. I wish I would have shown you how to get these panels off here. Super easy to get the panels off. It's literally, there's a couple screws on here, 2 Phillips screws. You unscrew this, take it off, and then it's literally just the panel is clipped in here. So you just kind of have to grab the edge of the panel and pull on it a little bit until it unlocks from these latches. Pull that off, and then the bottom panel here is just held in by a couple, 2 or 3 screws up here, okay? And then you do the same thing, you just pull it off, okay? And it just pops out. So that comes off real easy. There may be, if it's the first time you've ever taken the door panel off, there's probably gonna be like a plastic film over this whole area. I just pulled it off. This is what it looks like. It's just glued on here to cover all that stuff up, but you don't need it, and I'm just gonna leave it off. Now, new cable over here. So this is an entire whole replacement, okay? So this is that center part and everything. But what I'm looking for is, I need this part that goes on the bottom, then I need this part that goes on the top. So what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be completely replacing the latches that are on the bottom and the top. Okay, so there we go, a little bit better. So this is the entire mechanism. I'm not gonna be replacing that entire mechanism in there. I'm gonna take these loose, okay? I'm gonna be taking that whole piece, the plastic piece. If you look, you might be able to see. So you just literally got some plastic tabs that you can squeeze and pull out of here. And then I'm gonna take this whole cable and latch and replace it. The reason I'm not gonna replace this whole mechanism, for one, I don't need to, because it's still functioning okay. Second reason is this is riveted in here, okay? So I could take it off there. I mean, I could cut this out of here, but I don't actually have a rivet gun big enough to replace these rivets. Not to say that that's a huge problem. I could get some little nuts and bolts, and I could bolt it in there, but it would just make the job harder and take longer, and there's no reason to do it. I'll probably hang on to that in case this ever breaks, but I'm just not going to mess with it right now and just make the job harder than it needs to be. So I'm going to get in here and start taking this off. I'm going to show you real quick this top one, okay? It has these Torx screws in here. I believe that's either a T25 or a T30 that you're gonna need. Once I get in there and see what size it is, I'll tell you. And then the bottom one has, looks like 3 of them as well. So I'll unscrew those. I'll get these cables off here and we'll get the new cables in there. Okay, so I tried to fit a T30 in there, too big. So thinking it's a T25. Might be like a T27, but I don't think I have that. So I tried the T25 and it worked. So I got that loose. Actually, while I was off camera, so I already loosened those, so that was a little bit easier than, or they're tighter than that looks. They're not real bad, but you might need a impact, small impact or something to get them off there. Okay. So there it is right there, got it loose. You can see the cables connected to it. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get it loose from the end down here now. And so down here, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be trying to get a hold of that little plastic tab and squeeze it and get it through there. So we'll see how that works. It might be, this one doesn't seem like it'll be too bad, probably because it's on, this plastic tab is actually on this side. We can see it, we can actually get to it. The one on the bottom, the one that goes down to the bottom latch, might be a little bit trickier because it is on the back side. So we'll see how difficult that is. Oh, before I do this, I want to show you guys something. So let me get my phone out of here. So up in here, you can see there's a little zip tie. I had tried to, when I was researching how to repair this, quite a few people had said, oh, just put a zip tie on there and zip tie that to that mechanism, the latch mechanism in here. Don't do it. It's a terrible idea. It doesn't work. If for some reason it does work, it might work long enough to work the door a few times, and then you will have already put all the panels and everything back on. So just order yourself some new cables and do it the right way. There we go. So I got the old cable out of there. Now I'm going to get the new one and try and stick her in there. So I'm going to have to feed this cable down through here and then kind of maneuver this new latch down in here. There you go, there's the new latch. So I'll go ahead and screw that on there. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera. I'm not going to completely tighten this down until I have that cable latched or cable hooked on down there. Now I want to show you guys something before I hook this on here. So these things, here's the little plastic piece that you're actually going to stick in this hole, but then there's this boot that's got like this ridge, okay, and there's a metal piece back there that you've got to seat this into, and when you get into it, start looking at it better, you'll understand what I mean. I think I showed you that on the lower cable. So I'm going to try and seat this in there. Okay, I think I got that seated. Now I'm gonna stick this in here. Okay, so there you go. So now I got the upper one on. So now I need to just go ahead and replace that lower one. Oh, came out easier than I thought it would. Thank goodness. There you go. So this is what will happen to these cables, okay? So this is, let me grab a new one and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is the old one, okay? You can see this boot just broke, okay? So that will stop that cable from working right. And so here's what the new boot looks like. You can see it's not broken, so hopefully this is gonna work a little bit better when I get it in there. Okay, so there's my old latch from the bottom. I gotta be honest though, these latches don't seem nearly as heavy duty as the original manufacturer's latches, so let's hope we're not having to replace these, you know, like every 6 months. We'll see. Okay, get that boot snapped in there. It can be pretty tight, but it's in. So now I need to get this white part snapped in. There we go. Now I'm going to tighten this down real good. Okay, there we go. So got all that, got the new cables in there, and I think we're I need to tighten this down up here real good, the upper latch. And let's see how it works. Seems to work pretty good. There we go. So, sorry, not the best video quality. Sometimes it's hard to shoot all this stuff when you're trying to do the work. But that's how you replace those cables on your F250. I think it's pretty much the same process, basically, from like a 99 to like a 2007 F250. Ordered that whole cable assembly off Amazon. Of course, Amazon is where you get everything. Got it for like 45 bucks shipped. Literally got to me the next day. I just ordered this yesterday. Well, from while I'm shooting this video, ordered it yesterday, so who knows when you're watching it. But there you go. Any questions, just throw it in the comments. Hopefully you guys got something useful out of this video. If you like this kind of stuff, DIY stuff, I'm always trying to tackle weird stuff, just mainly because I don't want to pay somebody to do it. So just like and subscribe if you want to. Other than that, have an awesome day, you guys.